just picked this up from Hot Topics, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, so now Hot Topic... Oh, Hot Topic is such a damn gentrifying ass store.
Oh, yeah, God, Hot Topic is so fucking mainstream now. Like,
Bro, like, in the early 2000s, that was, like...
It used to be the place for, like, just the emo kids, and because I remember...
Scene kids.
Yeah,
fucking
the
scene
emo
kids.
Scene kids,
yes.
Yes, I remember I used to go in there, and it was like, I was always looking for... They had just the band shirts. They had all that, and now it's like they got all...
I feel like Spencer Gifts is where you want to go for, like, shit now.
Spencer's Gift is, like, where the adult emo kids go to, and then Hot Topic is for, like, the mainstream.
With grotesquely overpriced merchandise, and like I'd rather just go on Adam and Eve for the fucking sex toys and shit.
I mean, yeah, pretty much. I mean, you do get some pretty good. I do typically buy my hats from there because they do have some really good hats.
Yeah,
but even then, I think I'd just rather would go to Lids to just get my hats. Lids just does the hat game better.
Bro, yeah, you're right. That's fair.
And it's not to mention either if you want it, like you can just get like a custom design done at Lids. But man, Hot Topic nowadays is just like. It's a whole bunch of like a whole bunch of anime stuff and all that, and they still got some. They still keep some like the old like band shirts there.
Have you ever heard the 1985 remake?
The 1985 remake?
She's a step with 1985.
Oh my god!
Right. Well, you know that song. Guess what? The same band did a remake.
Oh god!
She's obsessed with 2000. With 2005, yo, oh my god! So after we, after we get offline, I'm gonna play it for you, bro. I'm on TikTok, shame to say,
my gosh.
But I'm just watching a bunch of like grown ass millennial scene kids just fucking lose their shit, bro. They feel they're like they're losing their damn mind,
dude. Man, they hear a song that they love and they're just addicted to it.
Right.
They're just addicted to it. I mean, even I'll catch myself sometimes listening to some more modern stuff.
Well, you think about it, I've always found the generational differences super interesting.
Yeah.
Because think about it, you can't block away all the millennials from 85 to 2000.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
There's a 5-year buffer between them. Mm-hmm. Like there's Zennial and the Zillennials.
The Zennial and the Zillennials. Okay.
So, hear me out. The Zennials are Gen X millennials. Oldest millennials. These are the ones that are now old enough to run for office and shit.
Oh yeah.
They played outside. It's they're not. We, you and me, born 95 to 2000. We're the Zillennials. And so what those are is that we remember the 90s, but we didn't come of age in the 90s.
Yeah.
We have 90s memories.
Culture was just so hardcore.
Right. It's 90s culture had a bit of overlap in 2001, 2, 3, maybe 4. Yeah. And so we experienced, we did experience it, but it wasn't, we maybe identify
the tail end of it.
Right. It's we care more about maybe Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire versus Red and Blue.
Right.
I'm technically younger than Pokemon in the States.
Yeah.
Pokemon came out in 97 and around September, October.
Oh my god.
I was born in November of 97.
Oh my god. I was 1 year, October 96, 1 year before it came.
It's kind of fun to make older people cringe a little bit. I say, yeah, by the way, Pokemon's a month older than me. Just that line alone, I just see the light die from people's eyes.
It's oh god, I'm old.
Yeah.
Oh god, I'm old. No one wants to be old, man.
But the funny part is that I like especially with certain types of music, most music, I don't really fuck with new with music if you looked at my YouTube music playlist because I pay for YouTube Premium, you fucking peons, and I like the way YouTube music displays the data.
YouTube Music is really good. YouTube Music is really good. I will say.
I like it a lot better than Spotify.
I can't blame you. I cannot blame
you. I like they take my intro my play history into better and I love the way they just I don't have to go and find shit right off the gate. I can just listen to
mixes. Yeah, their mixes and their radio.
They populate my entire screen with songs I might like based off one play.
Oh yeah.
And I don't have to like have tons and tons and tons and tons of play history.
You can just let it run in the background while you just do your thing.
Right. And because I play for YouTube Premium and I got grandfathered in with the old price at $10 a month.
Oh, you bastard.
It's 13 now. It's whatever.
I know, but still, it's $3.
True. But, you know, it's like my like history is wild. It's got Kokomoa, like the first thing you see is Kokomoa by the Beach Boys.
Oh my god.
Then Mountain Music by Alabama.
Oh my god.
Milkshake by Kelsey, I think her name is.
Oh my god.
Milkshake brings all the boys to
Oh god.
Weezer's cover of Everybody Wants to Rule the World.
Okay, so okay.
So Fresh, So Clean by Outkast. And then like 3 Wu-Tang songs.
That is such a variety, man.
And then you go a little further down and you see Celtic music and sea shanties.
That's interesting. Celtic music. What made you get into Celtic music?
So I actually got into it like ahead of like the fucking meme train that it was on. I got into it like way back. Like, so this was in Christmas of 2018 maybe. Mm-hmm. And my old choir, the Wilmington Children's Chorus, fantastic organization by the way, check them out, was doing the British Isles. That was the theme of their concert.
Okay.
And so they were doing a lot. So they were doing a lot of British Isles music, a lot of Celtic music. Mm-hmm. And I heard some of them, and I'm like, I kind of want to listen to more of this type of music. And so I kind of Google around, and I was listening to the Dubliners and the High Kings, and you know, the Irish Rovers. You know, like it's not bad music.
Oh yeah, definitely not. No.
But you know, it's like I was coming off of my like '90s hip hop stint for
I totally get that.
Listened to a lot of like early Wu-Tang, Outkast, Farside, Missy Elliott, you know.
It's interesting that you mention all that. It's just because like I've been going through kind of like my own thing, even with that. Like I've been listening to a lot more music from countries like Iceland, Norway, and Sweden. A lot more almost Viking-esque music.
Yeah,
and it's been quite interesting seeing how other cultures kind of develop their music in a way, and it's that kind of stuff always like. It sounds weird at first, you know,
because it's not what you're used to.
It's not what you're used to, but like once you really get into the emotions of it and kind of how they're feeling, it turns out to be some of the greatest music that's out there.
Absolutely,
it's just incredible, and then culturally just exposes you to so many other types of just kind of how they do things. You know, it's like versus like because I always look at I've recently gotten a few friends who are from Iceland and all that, and they've been showing me a lot of their different culture, and I've learned that polytheism is very much a thing that's alive.
Oh yeah, almost certainly. I mean, I think the largest Nordic temple in the world is in Iceland, and it's
Asatru.
Yeah, it's
specifically.
Yeah, it's still used to this day.
Yeah,
you know,
it's the main religion there.
You know, it's like that's part of my thing. It's like I actually don't mind, like as I being a non-believer, as I would say, I don't mind people of faith. Actually, it's just the problem that I have is when you is just people who mistake trying to help me by spreading their good word with telling me how to live my life.
Well, that comes from specifically from a Western Christian ideology.
Well, think about it. Like that's like the most brilliant way to not only brainwash your supporters but also bring more people into the fold.
Yeah.
So if you are able to get people in, great. You grow the people. But when when they say they're taught that trying to pressure you into becoming a Christian is you're saving their soul, you're doing them a favor.
Yeah.
Well, so when people are just like, "What the fuck are you doing? Get the fuck out of here! Leave me alone."
Yeah.
You come back into the fold thinking, "Oh, everybody that's not Christian is a dick."
Yeah.
And it's just it's just more and more indoctrination. It's brilliant in terms of how it functions.
I mean, even the concept of hell is something that it's used.
That was popularized with like the Divine Comedy.
Yeah.
You know, there's no actual mention of of hell in the Bible.
Yeah.
The Pope actually came out and said that not too long ago.
Yeah. Hell, there are mentions of other gods in the Bible. The story of Chemosh and the Moabites. Like, many people don't really know about that, but that story was in fact confirmed by the Moabite stone when they found that out. And it was very interesting to me because even in the Bible, the religion that claimed there was only one God, not only was there another God, Chemosh, but God himself was defeated by Kamash.
Right, and it's like, you know, what a lot of people like forget is that Christians like wholesale the Old Testament is kind of gone.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like you sort of like have to like look into the New Testament for the fuck shit.
Right.
You know, it also, you know, but it's like, which is how I kind of get to like the not. I don't want to say conservatives, but I want to say the Republican Party.
I would say the Tradcons, the traditional conservatives. Or
it's like there's three estates in the Republican Party today.
Mm-hmm.
There's the two larger ones, and then the minority that has most of the power.
Mm-hmm.
Similar to Europe, France before the Revolution. You have the people who want to turn America into a Christian theocracy.
Right.
Then you have the people who are basically the Trump-trained people who, you know, brought a fucking golden statue of Trump to CPAC and were bowing in front of it, which is...
I missed that one. Jesus.
Oh, those... Let me see if I can pull, like, while we're recording, I can pull some pictures of while we're going. And then you have the small minority of people who think it's a good idea who basically the only thing they worship is greed.
Okay.
And they don't... And they'll do anything they can short of you know, they'll basically do anything they can to make sure that money keeps coming their way and nothing changes.
Of course. They like their power, and they only want to hold on to it. Gosh, I gotta see this statue. This is oh my God.
So that was a thing.
That thing's fucking atrocious.
It's grotesque. They literally made a golden statue of Trump at CPAC.
Oh my God.
And there's like pictures of like people bowing in front of it, and it is. Let me type in CPAC so we can just get rid of like the weird, get rid of like the non-fleshy ones.
Yeah. That is so just.
Yeah, it's like. And look, and so somebody decided to put the statue next to a picture of a golden cow from the story from the Bible.
Hey, look, fair enough. Oh,
yeah, so it's that was a thing.
There are definitely you know, it's interesting mentioning CPAC. It's there was a lot of controversy behind CPAC, especially with the stage design. And that was very interesting for me.
I think there's a very fine line between, you know, it's like I don't have a lot of faith in the people that lead our country because a lot of them, they're very intelligent from a education perspective, but they're stupid when it comes to common sense.
Absolutely.
They live in a bubble, the Washington bubble, and and for a lot of these people, it has been
bubble.
It's been so many decades since they've actually been around real people and seen how real people live. If they've ever done that, that they just don't know how real people fucking function.
Right.
And so you kind of get to a point where, okay, continue. Never mind.
It was interesting for me with the whole CPAC controversy was because it's just like recently I've gone through a sort of my own sort of little faith-based thing, and I've actually converted to technically to Nordic paganism.
Really?
Yes.
Interesting.
It was, and my friends from Iceland are guiding me through this sort of thing. And so then when the CPAC controversy came up, it was one of our rules.
I'm surprised you went through that and didn't go through something a little more accessible here stateside, like Wiccanism.
Wiccanism, to me, there's nothing wrong with Wiccanism. It's just the problem to me is that Wiccanism is almost like
it's commoditized a little too much.
It's very.
Like, there's a lot of like bourgeoisie ass white women talking about being witches and shit.
Yeah, and most of it typically ends up getting conflated with the whole astrology shit, and it's like I don't like astrology is its own
and that has basis in Greek mythology, anyways, which is separate, which is wholly separate from North,
which is still alive in its own form, known as Hellenism.
Right.
But when I did do the conversion, it was an interesting thing because essentially what the Nordic pagans had faced was almost a sort of like wiping out by Christianity. Like Christianity took a very, very hard stance against a lot of
the Gaelic peasants didn't were completely obliterated.
Yeah, there are just some cultures that were absolutely just completely wiped out. But what's funny about this is when they did the CPAC stage design, it actually is designed on the Odal rune.
Right. The problem is a lot of white supremacists.
But the thing is, the Nazis, they were the ones who added the winged tips to it. There were no winged tips, so that specifically became identified with the Nazis. But the funny thing about that is that people only really learned about that from Googling it, but they didn't actually learn that the stage designer was in fact a liberal themselves. They didn't know of that sort of thing.
And I also want to note that, like, that exact symbol was, like, one of the big arcs in the show Sleepy Hollow as well.
Mm-hmm.
Where, like, the one black chick who was, like, one of the main characters of the show basically, like, started worshipping that symbol and making the thing with her. And I'm just like, I'm thinking about it like that. I'm like, God, I hope nobody else makes that connection and gets that show canceled, because that shit was about shit. I liked it.
I mean, yeah, no. It's just...
Although after that character died in the show, I kind of stopped giving a shit.
I mean, fair enough. But it's like that rune, you know, it was meant to symbol, you know, nobility and honor and that sort of thing. And it's just funny.
Odin would punch a Nazi.
Like, yeah, Odin would in fact punch a Nazi. But it's just so funny to me watching kind of these people essentially almost demonize a belief in some way due to the fact that we suffered from the same thing that the swastika suffered from.
Right, the swastika. Yeah, the problem is that the Nazis were a basket of deplorables. I
mean, even then, like, the Nazis had believed in. Some of them did in fact follow the old pagan ways, and
even though non-belief was the general focus of, like, the state at that point.
Mm-hmm. But what was so funny about that is that they believed in this concept called metagenetics, which was that Odin, Thor, all these gods favored white people more, which was it's just ludicrous. It makes no sense.
It's the reason why you want to know. There's a reason why there aren't any black people in ancient Scandinavia. Exactly.
They all turn white.
Right.
You know, when you go from south to north, you tend to get a little bit more paler.
The science has basically been settled on this for a long time now.
Oh, yes.
Mankind has its ancestral hearts in sub-Saharan Africa. Period.
And considering, I mean, we don't even know what the landscape of Pangea was back then, technically speaking. So it's like, I mean, at that point, Pangea was
the thing is that the Earth was, the continents were all when the Homo sapiens left Africa and basically went all over the world in a process that took tens of thousands of years.
Yes.
It was already basic. Like, the land masses themselves were already basically there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, yes, you had, like, giant ice bridges from, like, the colder temperatures.
Of course.
How you got to get people to South America, like, to North America, and then people head south from there, you know. Oh, yeah. So, you know, but it's really just, you know, like, I just, you know, I find it hysterical that people will
believe in things like metagenetics, and I remember this one...
Or even the Israelites. They like the wacky shit they believe too. It's
what do they believe? This is the first time.
So the Israelites believe they are. So basically, the Nation of Islam basically believes that white people are demons created by a mad scientist on an island thousands of years ago.
That is...
Louis Farrakhan believes that shit.
You know, this is like... It's... Anyone can get caught up into some insane conspiracy theories if it sounds...
remotely plausible. The founder of Scientology had a Social Security card. Mormonism was created by a 14-year-old boy with ADHD.
Mormonism that's a religion that kind of confuses me.
It's new where it's old enough now where it feels like it's whatever, but it's like, but when you actually hear what the fuck they believe, like,
put it in context,
it's
very new
and very weird. Now that being said, when you hear what Christians and like Muslims believe and Jews believe, like okay, y'all fucking weird too, but like it's new enough where it's like, we should be smarter than this.
We should be, but the only...
Do you really think the Messiah was a 14-year-old boy who found golden tablets
in a hat
in Missouri? Which also says the Garden of Eden was 30 miles north of St. Louis.
For some people,
I call bullshit.
For some people, they have more comfort in ignorance.
I think the general practicing Mormons I don't actually have that much of a problem with, you know, because they work hard. Like the problem I have is like with the really culty ones.
Yes,
like the ones where they ignore polygamy laws. The ones where like where they like you can't associate with anybody outside the faith.
Yeah, that's the crux of the position that when it comes from Mormonism, I know a friend that actually fled from Mormonism, and like if you've already started outside of the faith, they can seem some of the nicest people in the world, but if you're in the faith and you're thinking of leaving, they will turn on you.
You'll have no help if you leave.
You'll have nothing.
Right. So the reason why I call Mormonism a cult is because, like, if you leave Christianity, there's no laws or anything in Christianity that say you need to ostracize those people that have left.
I mean, it asks you to try to save them and bring them back, but it's not as worse as it gets.
You're not supposed to hate them.
Yeah.
Mormonism, you're not allowed to talk to them.
Yeah.
They're like the fucking Amish.
Yeah.
Which the Amish is kind of like a cult too.
But the Amish, like, they keep to themselves.
Right, and that's more about cultural preservation than it is about religion.
Right. It just ends up, they just have a religion.
There's a fine gentleman that I knew growing up. His family, they're lovely, wonderful people. They're Mennonites. Their farm lived about a mile down a dirt road across the street from where me and my family lived in Loveville, Maryland.
Oh wow.
The Stoffers was their name. Mr. Stoffer was he was a kind, dirty, but just wonderful man. He would always come over to my mom's house to use her phone because he couldn't have one at the house. They actually just recently got a gas stove,
which is, I think, is very interesting watching them sort of transition.
Right, and the thing is that he was always kind of like an eccentric in the church. Like, two of his kids left the church. They were shunned, but they still came over for Christmas dinner and shit because, you know, like, family. He has a value, like
he loves his family.
I love people of faith like him because they basically take everything about a faith that makes them feel good and put all the way to the shit that would make them like not be happy.
Yeah.
It's quite nice actually.
They focus on the good, and
you know,
push the bad.
And I just want to take this moment to put out some good vibes into the world because I know Mrs. Stoffer, this wonderful lady, she's currently dealing with cancer, and I'm wishing her all the best, and she's been safe and happy, and I care about her, and I hope she's doing well. But you know, it's just like the world's weird, bro, and
the world is in a very weird place in general at the moment.
This is very true.
It is. We're in kind of a point where it feels like the country is getting ready to split apart almost. I mean, we've got Texas putting forward some things about secession. We've got
Texas, I think, is the only state that's allowed to secede.
That really wouldn't surprise me.
I think they have something in their state constitution that basically that was the agreement. Like, we have we're allowed to secede, and there's not, and like
you can't stop us.
Basically, now the problem with that is that, you know, if you take like California versus Texas, which state would succeed if it seceded? California would be kind of fucked.
Oh yeah,
in a lot of ways because their main export is entertainment, which is fine. The problem is that there's a lot of issues with that.
Oh yeah.
You know, like Texas actually has a commodity that it can sell on the world stage.
Oh yeah.
But part of the problem is with Texas doing that is there's a lot of people. It's not just conservative hyper individualists anymore. No, it's
you have a large population of liberal left leaning people who want to stay with the state.
I think that's part of the reason why they also lifted the mask. Like they started they lifted COVID restrictions.
Yeah, the mask man.
They're basically like, go back to California. We don't want you here. If the cold can't get you, so can disease will.
I mean, hey, you heard about that phrase, don't California my Texas. You have a lot of people in Texas a lot of people were leaving from California to Texas, but they didn't want those people voting in the same way that they were in California. There's the argument that California has become kind of a shithole, kind of a general shithole.
To an extent.
I believe there are some flaws in it.
Yeah. What's up, Anthony? Sorry, I'm on the phone. Heavy cream. Heavy whipping cream. Heavy whipping cream. I'll see you in a bit. But, yeah, it's like... The problem is that, like... The problem is that California is instituting shit that should be done on a federal level. That's the problem.
What do you mean?
Like social safety nets, high minimum wage, like strong building regulations,
right? As
far as like making sure buildings are safe and secure. The problem is there isn't really much that can be done when like California basically like depends on Hollywood to save its ass.
They depend on Hollywood, Silicon Valley, and LA.
Right. And the thing is that Hollywood and Silicon Valley have been looking for other places recently. A lot of Hollywood's filming production is now being done in Georgia.
Really?
Yeah.
That makes sense. I mean, Georgia's such a large place.
With so many diverse types of terrain. And they also have a very, very generous tax incentive package for entertainment.
Yeah, it's not even...
There's a reason why Tyler Perry has a studio out there.
I mean, yeah, like Atlanta is almost... It's southern LA. It's a southern LA. Like, I used to live in Georgia, and then, like... With better taxes and lower costs of living. Yeah, and, you hear some arguments that it's like, because of conservative voting versus liberal voting, whatever. But...
Well, there's a reason why. Well, there's also a reason why places like Dallas are so successful. It's like when you have a conservative state and a liberal city, the city's able to like benefit from the best of both worlds.
Yeah, I mean, there is an argument to be made for certain conservative ideas because I think at the heart of things, what conservatives want, and they can't articulate it very well, is for people to be able to help themselves.
Correct.
Which is a noble idea. However, sometimes they have to recognize that there are some people who are stuck in unfixable situations, and
something has to give. Something has to give.
Something has to
So I kind of believe in a social democracy kind of situation. I believe that unions should be strong enough in this country that we shouldn't need a minimum wage. If you want to start working, you gotta sign up with a union.
Empower people.
Right, and so what happens is that when the reason like people like Sweden, that a lot of conservatives and liberals like to bring it up as
as a socialist country.
Right, but here's the thing though, it's also deeply capitalistic.
Yes,
because you want to know why the government doesn't really do much as far as regulation goes. You want to know why? It's because the unions set those the workers do. Companies don't have to deal with burdensome regulations because the unions
pressure them.
They don't. The government doesn't set burdensome regulations. Like you can do a lot of things in Sweden business wise that you wouldn't be able to do in America, but all those things have the union looks out for the working good and by extension the public good, because not only does the retail workers the thing is that when Toys R Us tried to go into Sweden, they said, we don't want to work with the union. Fuck you. And so what happened? They couldn't get any workers. And they said, all right, we're just going to freaking do it. We'll do it outside union. Well, guess what happened? the truck drivers union, the steelworkers, the manufacturing union, all of the unions in the country had unity. They couldn't get a single fucking store open because they couldn't get any shit done.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you can't just have unions of just your workers. Like, unions have to work together, you know. Right. And it's like, people love progressives and liberals love to talk about the golden age of economic expansion in this country. Mm-hmm. Now, it's like unions and high wages and high minimum wages and all these great things. That's great. Here's the fucking problem, though, that a lot of these people also routinely forget. Black and brown people were not included in that. A lot of people on our side of the aisle fucking forget that routinely. And the problem with forgetting that is that, like, yeah, it's kind of easy to have an economic expansion when you're excluding 10% of the population from it, mm-hmm. especially in certain areas.
Oh, yeah.
But at the same time, though, I do acknowledge that, like, I don't know about you, but if there was a $15 minimum wage tomorrow, yeah, there might be certain prices going up, but, you know, there needs to be, like, you should be able to pay most of your bills with one job, working 40 hours a week.
I believe it's beneficial for many people to be able to do that rather than having to kill yourself working 2 to 3 jobs
and the hustle on the side. Now, that being said, I'm a firm believer in a social safety net of, if you're hungry, need shelter, and need health care, mm-hmm. you can get all 3 of those.
Agreed.
Now, it's probably not going to be the best food and the taste in food in the world. It'll meet your nutrition standards.
Yeah.
Probably won't be the best looking, best feeling shelter in the world.
You have a roof over
but you have a roof over your head. And the thing I found is that, yes, obviously there's going to be people who don't give a shit. Obviously there's going to be people who mooch the system. Obviously that's going to be a thing. I'm not saying that it doesn't exist.
Those will always be there.
Right, but what I am saying is that by having those things, the amount of economic output we could have by making it so an entire large segment of the population no longer has to fight to survive. They'll be like I don't know about you, but I haven't met any. I think I've only met a handful of welfare kings and queens in my time.
Yeah, I don't
like
know.
they're like the amount of people who like live on government subsidies, like that are happy to be living like that or abuse it. Like, I don't see it a lot. Like, I see people wanting to better their situation.
I think something that people tend to forget, especially with how much the world is transitioning to a much more online-focused world, mm-hmm. is the fact that when you're online, you're getting perspectives from everyone from every block of, like, this isn't like
your street on your block doesn't matter anymore. Oh, it matters to you because it's where you're home, but it's like you're
not getting as many perspectives there from the people that are actually living around you. You're probably getting perspective from people that live on the northeastern side of the country. Some dude in Manhattan talking about how, oh, everything's fine, blah 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 blah, all this stuff, versus someone else who could be living in projects in Atlanta talking about how this is awful, everything's terrible, we have no assistance out here.
Versus some guy living in the Adirondack, in the boondocks, mm-hmm. and is the only person paying rent on a trailer park lot because all his neighbors have died of fentanyl overdoses. Mm-hmm. It's, there is one of the biggest things that's kind of always frustrated me is that, like, people on our level don't have class solidarity.
Yeah.
No matter what rich people believe, whether they're Trump supporters, scummy leftists, socialists, whatever, the moment somebody tries to come in for taking a little bit of their money, mm-hmm. make it a little harder for them to make obscene amounts of money.
They are shoulder to shoulder,
lockstep, ready to defend their right to exploit the 99%.
Mm-hmm. But I think it's funny. You hear there's been a lot more people in the black community who've been talking about the white liberal, and how some make the argument, and to be honest, I'm starting to almost agree with them, that the white liberal may be the most damaging thing to the black community, because it's these rich people. These people are still rich. Like a lot of
what have you done for me lately?
It's almost like they. I don't believe in the concept of handouts. I think handouts breeds more problems than it actually solves.
The handout needs to
come with a condition,
or needs to like it comes back
solve
to
a specific problem.
It comes back to, for me, it comes back to how much do people need so they're not fighting to survive? How much do you need so your bills are, so like you have food over in your table, a roof over your head, so you can start focusing on working on getting yourself to a better situation?
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but like I know people. I consider the man I consider a brother, Brian Ortega, rapper No.2. Check him out on Instagram. He's He's very talented. He had a really hard time not too long, like about a year ago, about a year ago to this, about a year and a month to today, where he basically was homeless, had almost no money to speak of, and he had zero options. And he basically like what he needed was to get a hold on a job and work, but he couldn't do that because he had no address he could stay at, he had no money, and he had no money to get a place.
Right.
And so it came down simply to just like I saw that, and I was outside of all the emotional stuff, the first thought after I decompressed all of that was, how can somebody focus on bettering the situation when they don't even have a situation to fucking better in the first place?
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, I think the purpose of quote unquote handouts is to put people in a position that their basic needs on Maslow's hierarchy of needs is met. They have food, they have shelter. After that, I think that America is great because of hard work. You know, obviously they're like somebody who, like Rockefeller, like got really rich and powerful based on exploiting the work of other people.
Right.
But I mean, especially during the economic age of expansion, like people came up. You know.
Yeah.
Like you know, it's like working hard will get you. Will like on paper in America, in theory, if you work hard, life gets better.
I believe in most cases it does work out that way.
Right.
I don't believe that I don't think there is a significant group of people who are truly stuck in their position. There's always a choice to be made.
Like if you could guarantee if any citizen that needs it could get Section 8 housing and $300 a month for food, or just flat without any, like, no questions asked. Those two things right there could do significantly more to help people.
Yeah.
You know, because it's like, at the end of the day, it's like, if you need to be able to, you know, meet your needs before you can do anything. Now, it's obviously not true for every situation. Sometimes people have medical conditions. You know, that's where the universal health care comes in. You know, some people have kids, and
those people have different circumstances.
Right.
Very circumstantial.
But
things.
generally, for a single guy or gal with little to no debt, just trying to make it in this world,
just give them a place to sleep, give them $300 a month for food, and they need to go from there.
Right.
I think a situation that they would want to improve.
Right, because at the end of the day, like, you got, like, sure, we'll provide you a flip phones, because, you know, you have to, or a shitty little smartphone, so you have access to the internet, because so many things on the like getting a job and everything is
even applying for jobs
right.
on the internet.
Like, there's a reason why there's government programs for smartphones, and you know, it's necessary. I think you know, it's like, all right, so you want a better phone, you want better food, you want a better house, like, go hustle, go work. And I think, and make no mistake, like, I don't think, and these aren't situations where, like, the food is moldy and bad, or it's just bland, boring, and you want to live somewhere better.
Well, this is the argument between equality versus equity.
Right.
Versus, I don't necessarily believe in equity because creating the same outcome for everyone, it disincentivizes hard work. And it kind of, I won't say that it encourages laziness, but it does nothing to actually stop laziness.
Well, here's the thing about it, though. You can't stop people from being lazy. There are going to be people that are going to want to sit on their ass and play PlayStation all day and not do fuck all.
Which is why I agree with the equality outcome. Give everyone the same starting position.
Equality of opportunity is super important. Come on in!
Hi.
What's up, Anthony? We're recording a podcast. Welcome. But,
I got your light with your green.
Thank you. Grab a seat.
Sure.
But, yeah, it's like a quality, like...
I think the couch is going to fit in there.
No, I got you one right here, bro. But, no, but it's like, you're right. It's like, I don't believe in I believe more in and that's kind of what you're part of now, is like, does. It's like, they're closing the opportunity divide.
Which is what I agree with, and which is why I'm so big on this program.
You know what's funny? There's a gentleman that I was in my cohort that was anti-capitalist.
That's an interesting standpoint to take.
Right, yeah. He's working big time. Yeah, he's now hustling with like the rest of us, and he's in corporate America. And he changed. Hi, Anthony. How are you?
What's up? I've seen you in a minute.
Boy.
I know. It's been a minute.
Oh boy. Are you a Pokemon fan at all?
Of course.
Yo, did you see the Arceus trailer?
Oh my gosh. Oh.
I came.
It's too good. It's too good.
I did
I'm
too.
very excited.
And then I saw the trailer, and then I, ejaculated.
Yo, I will say though, it's like I've seen a lot of people giving like them flack for like the designs of like the chibi look of the Diamond and Pearl remakes.
I
It's more in line with the traditional.
yeah,
games.
I mean,
I agree. I don't see a problem with it.
honestly, that's a good compromise
I mean,
rather than doing full 3D, because they clearly can't do full 3D.
I mean, yeah, X and Y, how that turned out. I mean, it was just
Sword and Shield. There's only
that's it. Sword and Shield.
there's only 2 explorable areas if you get DLC.
3 if you get DLC.
That's not even counting the amount of recycled animations and
Yeah.
models and.
Now, make no mistake. I actually believe that Sword and Shield plus the DLC was kind of like the stepping stone, like for something like
It was
Arceus.
very experimental. They were really trying something new. with Sword and Shield.
I'll be real with you. Like, I really wish they were doing a second round of DLC, because the Crown Tundra, like, felt a lot fucking close. Like, it felt like they almost had it.
It felt a lot better than the base.
Because here's the thing: you had a town with NPCs you could talk to and shit that you could interact with within the wild area.
So let me ask you this: with the way they're handling Arceus, do you think it will just have the same fleshed out idea as the DLC?
I think if Arceus took what Sword and Shield was and omitted all of the static areas, with the exception of towns,
okay, that's 3/4 of the game,
with wild areas, and replace them with wild areas, I think that regardless of the story, it will be a much better game.
Well, I think something.
Because the thing is that after a certain point, you don't really go, like, story-wise in progression, you don't go back to the wild area. Like, you're in it for the beginning, for like the early beginning. First 3 gyms, you're not there for the first 3 gyms. You beat the 3rd gym, you go to the next place, and then like you're not really incentivized to go back there, even with the post content.
That said, it's
Now with the Islands of Armor and the Crown Tundra, it's much different. Like the open world, interactive world is a supplement. It's Isles of Armor was a little blander, because they're actually trying to incorporate story into the fucking wild area. And then when Crown Tundra came out, it felt like they finally had it, which bums me out that again they're not doing another round. Which
I don't
sucks.
have a super informed opinion on this
Because
I refuse
to
to
buy it and play it. Yeah,
to
give them money.
well, yeah. I would get it used if anything.
Right, and
But
if
I'm
if I were to get it for you, I'd have to get it used. Otherwise, you wouldn't play it.
Yeah, I would be more upset that you just
bought it new,
Gave them money.
against your wishes. Yeah.
I think what had happened with this is something that I've recently started thinking about, especially with the Cyberpunk 2077 debacle, which is I think what had happened was so Game Freak went from making 2D pixel games to just doing a
Which
straight.
they killed it, by the way, with the 2D pixel games.
because they've had so many years to work with that style.
Not only that, but they have to be creative with every iteration. There is no 2D game that has the same pixel art for every Pokemon.
Yeah.
Each and every single one of them is distinct throughout every game. Even if it's a duology, like Diamond and Pearl, even the Pokemon in Diamond and Pearl had different poses.
Emerald had different type. Some Pokemon had different poses in Emerald as opposed to Ruby and Sapphire.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like the biggest problem I always have had with Game Freak is they make more work for themselves than they have to. Arguably.
I think that they were enabled to do that because they stuck with the 2D pixel art format. They spent less time working on the art versus when you get into something like 3D modeling, your work just for the art alone and the animations has increased exponentially. And I don't
they
think
already have garbage programmers.
Yeah, and I don't think that they were properly prepared for that sort of thing.
Oh no,
absolutely not.
Because this is like the main Game Freak team. This isn't like This isn't the Game Freak that was working on like the Pokemon Stadium games or the games for N64. They probably had some help.
I
from
miss those guys.
divisions.
Those guys actually gave a shit.
Yeah, well, they're probably gone.
Pokemon Coliseum or XD.
Right.
Yeah.
But then now we've got the main Game Freak team who's been working on just 2D games, who have been like, all right, you've got this expansive 3D project for the Switch, which at the time of my release, the Switch was still kind of new.
Yeah,
and the
was still
Switch is
early.
a very unique system. That's a very unique system.
And a surprisingly powerful one, too.
Yes, which also plays into they probably weren't able to properly weaponize the system specs for it.
But see,
which
that's
is part of the problem that Pokemon games have every time there's a new console, Nintendo always pushes Game Freak to put out a Pokemon game.
Mm-hmm.
There's a reason why with every new generation, the first Pokemon game that comes out is generally shite. Or at least lackluster. There's a reason why Sun and Moon were nowhere near as good as Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon.
That said, though, I have a harder time buying it because, listen, X and Y, I could kind of forgive it first time doing 3D shit.
Right.
But, like, I have a harder time buying that, like, oh, they were unprepared in terms of the specs. They are like one of the highest grossing video game companies next to Nintendo. They have no excuse. Hell, they are so tightly knit with Nintendo. I'm pretty sure if they went out of their way to ask, "Hey, what is what are the specs for the Switch? We could do for that."
Nintendo will give it to them.
Yeah, they will definitely give it to them. They're so tightly knit. That's why I have a hard time believing that they were underprepared for this shit.
The other problem is that Game Freak is a Japanese company. They're prideful. They're extremely prideful, and they probably don't let people go when they should. There are probably programmers and even some 3D modelers on that team that should.
What 3D modelers? They just up the poly count from
artists that probably should retire or go away.
But then that comes back to the issue of you are a multi-billion-dollar company. Just hire more hands.
That is the problem. Here's the problem, though. It's like those older people who probably aren't bringing any new, who are probably set. Like, listen, Sword and Shield was basically another 3DS Pokemon game.
Oh yeah.
The wild area should have been the main focus, and it wasn't until you had to. It wasn't until you were in the DLCs. And even then, it wasn't until the final one came out that it was the fucking focus. They only want to be creative in superficial ways.
I mean, I guess I would be more willing to buy it if it was just it's just a 3DS game with just you don't see the seams. mostly.
If they made
But
Sword and
if
Shield
the
a 3DS game, it would
yeah,
have been better.
it would have been better if it wasn't, you know,
'Cause
the
they were
lifespan wasn't dead. But my biggest problem is I would have also accepted it if it wasn't charging full price for the damn thing. On top of a service that needs online...
You know what I think that was? I think that was Nintendo. I think Nintendo mandated that all...
I call bullshit on that. Because there are other companies that have already for the Switch, brand new games, have set themselves at 40.
But are they flagship franchise games?
It doesn't matter.
It does actually, because
if it's Capcom or I was going to say Konami, but they don't exist anymore.
Nintendo is still pissed at Capcom over the Capcom 5 back during the GameCube era.
Well, to be fair, the Capcom of today is nothing.
Oh no!
It's an entirely different animal.
Yeah,
but I've
never seen anyone get cleaned up and get off of drugs as well as Capcom did.
I actually did, which is kind of like a negative in this case. But
wait, what?
But I do kind of want to bring back to Cyberpunk, because I play Cyberpunk. I like it a lot. But here's the thing: I play on PC.
I don't have a console or a PC strong enough to handle it. So
you might now. I think your PC's about as strong as mine.
I have trouble running a Dolphin emulator of Smash Brothers.
Okay, Dolphin in particular is a bit of a drainer.
Right, and next time you're over, bring your laptop. I think we might need to fiddle with a few settings.
I've been fiddling it for like 5 days now.
Dude, you have a 1050 Ti. You have the same graphics card I have. How much RAM do you have?
Enough. 8.
Okay, all right, that's fair.
Yeah.
All right, you have 8 GB. All right, fair enough. But regardless,
I can pick up a. It has two. 4 gigs, so I could just get a new one. I could just get a new one.
There you go.
As someone who used a lot of emulators, I've used emulators all the way from NES emulators all the way up to PlayStation 2 emulators. I love using emulators.
I should show him Launchbox.
I do know about Launchbox.
Do you have one too?
I did know.
Oh, dude, I love it. It's so nice.
I downloaded it already because he showed me it, and I have yet to set it up because everything at this point I have everything running through Steam just so I have a configuration, because nothing likes PS4 controllers.
Right, but
and I'm not in the mood to pick up a Steam controller.
Fair enough. God, don't. The roommate had one. But the thing is,
are they really that bad?
Yes.
It depends on the quality. You get what you pay for.
Yeah, fair enough. That's fair.
But when it comes to emulation in particular, the one thing that is the key difference is that when these consoles were designed at the time, 100% of their hardware was focused on just the game.
Yeah.
Versus when you have a computer, your computer is doing so much in the background as well, is that you can suffer you can suffer from a few optimization if you don't really know computers.
Dude, I stream. Look who you're talking to.
And once again, this. I mean, yeah, and I get it too. It's just, emulation is also just more demanding because it's not pulling data off of a disc or something or anything physical.
You're emulating an entire system.
Yeah, you're emulating a file.
There's a reason
that has to act like that. Which can't have any gaps in it.
Right. And there's a reason why,
we're fucking nerds.
Hey, man.
Yeah, I feel sorry for CD Projekt Red.
Oh, boy.
Their investors are a bunch of bastards.
Yeah, man. And then they got hacked, and then they can't release their patches. It's just a bad year for CD Projekt Red, man. It's so wild watching it go from, the golden standard of gaming down to this.
Hey, their fall still wasn't as fucking hard as Bethesda's.
Once again, Capcom.
Bro, listen to me. I am the biggest Bethesda simp ever. I will suckle Todd Howard's penis. It's bad. I can't. I played.
That's Todd. He's open.
I played Fallout 76 since release. I've been there for almost every single patch.
You're a real Bethesda fan, Jesus.
I can't play it anymore.
Why? What made you draw the line?
Where did the line was drawn?
So, it's a grindy game, and it takes a lot to get the materials.
Oh, yes.
Because the line I would have drawn is 2 miles that way.
Fine. 2 problems. 1, their patch basically makes it so whenever you walk into an area, the enemies level to the enemies level to your level, basically. Mm-hmm. So I'm above 100. They cap out at 100. Mm-hmm. Here's the problem. Before this patch,
why are you allowed to go above 100?
So MMOs?
Basic.
MMOs have level caps.
It's because
You'd be surprised. Dragon Ball Xenoverse has a cap at 120.
So, but basically, what ends up happening is that I go into an area and it takes in. And here's the thing: I have a best in slot weapon.
Mm-hmm.
I have a legendary automatic handmade rifle, which has some of the highest damage, powerful attachment, some of the highest damage, with armor piercing legendary with like trait. With explosive legendary trait.
I have nothing to base this on, so I'm just going to say it's
very good.
It's a nice boomstick.
It's very good.
Basically, in a nutshell, this is the type of gun that if I sold it on eBay like 3-4 months ago, before the patch went live, I probably could have made about $100 for selling it to somebody.
Pretty good.
It's a very fucking good weapon. It takes an entire clip.
How many hats is it
to
worth?
Kill a normal enemy.
Oh, that's bullshit.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Oh,
my god.
But
listen,
beforehand, when they were at level 68, it would take, if I'm sneaking it would take about 3-4 hits. They're down.
Mm-hmm.
I hate bullet sponges in normal games. Why would you think that's okay in an MMO?
And they up the bullet sponginess of the enemies across the board, and that's not even to count like the fucking legendary enemies, which regenerate once they would like, and they're a pain in the ass.
Bullet sponges
Right.
those guys are.
And then I go through ammo like it's nobody's fucking business. And so I end up having to spend about an hour and a half to 2-3 hours just getting the materials to make more ammo, or capping the ammo material factory and waiting for it to make some, and it doesn't take as long. It's a pain in the ass. And so that was one problem. The other problem I have is that the reason why I played Fallout 76 for as long as I did was it had, and keyword had, the best community in gaming. The most positive, non-toxic, healthy community in gaming, believe it or not.
Yeah, it's usually if the game falls into the extreme of bad, the people who are there are
very optimistic.
Yeah, keeping it afloat.
The people
is keeping it they're trying.
I had met many. You guys know how I am. Like I'll talk.
I'll
talk to a random fucking person on the street just for 5 seconds and just like smile and giggle and laugh and talk. I met a lot of really cool people. I don't know any of their name. Dude, I played with Critical on this shit.
Oh my god.
Oh wow.
It was fun. It was great. Like these people, and I met a lot of awesome people. I met a Marine who was coming home from duty, and he was drunk at like 3:00 in the morning where he was. He was kicking it, fucking around.
Because if he goes to sleep, the PTSD comes back.
Right. So it was like the healthiest, kindest, nicest community I've ever seen. It was just awesome. It was a ton of fun, and it was like what was so nice about it was the people. And the fact that, yes, while there's a lot of grinding, once you get to a certain level, you don't really have to worry about much shit. It's a chill, relaxing, simple game.
It's a very
I can hop on, kill some shit with some people I've just met, get a couple rewards, build something at my camp, call it a day.
And when you got a good community, it doesn't even feel as grindy as it actually is.
Because people just give shit.
And if you're just
here's the thing:
if
you're a new player and you say you're a new player. People will go out of their ways, and I did this too. I stayed with a new player for 5 hours later than I was supposed to be asleep, just to help them and get it's because it was all about fostering a healthy, happy community.
Yeah.
And then over time, because they focused so much on the microtransactions and didn't give us anything that the community actually wanted.
It's almost like Bethesda was trying to kill their own game.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's the thing is that. When they were bringing it back, we supported it because they were doing shit we actually wanted, and they promised and fixing it, and then the game got better, and then assholes came on that never talked to you and did anything, and it's just like they made the game more grind. Because here's the thing, it was like I said, it was already grindy, but when you make it so the shit you've worked for is so easily pissed away, I don't enjoy it. Right, and it's and what pisses me off is that.
It's that power creep, man.
The characters that they wrote in the most recent updates, in both in Wastelanders and in Steel Dawn, with the Brotherhood that came, they have interesting fucking people they've written, man, with interesting backstories. I'm interested in.
Oh, that's what Bethesda was good at. Was creating
stories.
And now it's I don't even care.
BioWare
and here's the thing: I don't even care about the characters and their stories and the plots and the quests and what they're going through anymore. Mm-hmm. Why? Because accomplishing what they want involves me dying multiple times, having to go get my shit, die again, get my shit, kill the thing finally, die again, kill the other thing finally, die again, get my shit, solve the thing, go back, turn it in, and I'm so frustrated by this point. I've forgotten what I was fucking doing on the quest and the purpose of it.
That just sounds like your typical like play like how you play Minecraft technique.
All right, but at least
Hex it.
Right, but it's like
You fight something, you die, you go back to pick up your shit just to die again.
the difference is that the investment is different. With Hexit, I'm at least
No, I'm just making a joke.
grinding for like I'm at least getting loot that I can use and
I know, I'm
valid
just
store.
making a joke.
I know, but with this,
Never
it's
forget
like
the Naga.
I never forget. Dude, I can't even play Hexit anymore because I'm in fucking Brazil.
You mean Purgatory?
What the fuck?
Brazil, Purgatory, same thing.
Like, I don't know what I'm gonna do for Monday's stream tomorrow.
Just walk until you find the lowest part and just fall in.
No, the problem is that I'm inside the Nether, and I just fall slowly. There's nowhere I can go. I can't teleport to anybody.
Why not?
I don't know why.
Turn on
dude,
commands.
I have 3 backpacks.
Don't you have admin?
I do. I have 3 backpacks filled to the brim with good shit. And the only way I would be able to get free myself is to delete my character off of the world. Every time I log on, the server crashes after about 20 seconds.
I have a shitload of stuff. Just kill yourself and then come back.
I can't kill myself.
I mean, like,
Maybe for
delete
crashing
yourself.
20 seconds.
I know. It hurts. It hurts.
It hurts to delete a character that you put so
Yeah,
much
but
work
it's like
into.
when there's like 2 other people there, like having a bunch of shit, and it's
I
like
know.
It's like
I
we
know.
could just pick you back up. It's like it's not even that hard. Get
I know.
out of there.
Lifters we climb. By the way, he joined the program.
Cool. Yeah, I remember you talking about that.
Yeah.
Just going back a bit, like it is fantastic to hear that that there is such a thriving community.
Not anymore.
There was a
There was.
thriving
I love-
community
dude,
to pick up
That's
the
why
things
I played.
for.
That's why I played. I love the people.
Yeah,
But
that's
it was, like the 4 suits theory for gaming. Like you have the killers, you have the explorers, you have the achievement hunters, you have the social people.
Yeah.
It was just a game full of social people.
But anyways,
That was it, and it was amazing.
like I was trying to say.
Sorry, go ahead. My bad.
No, it's fine. It's nice to know that there's like that there was and that there like a bunch of people in a community that will be willing like to just put up with shit just to help out each other and just pick up the slack. Really, I don't think I've ever like seen like a fan base like so dedicated as that. So, anyways, I've been a Sonic fan for 15 years.
Well, the Sonic fan base is living in a delusion. They want Sega to come back to something that hasn't existed for years.
That's why the more equipped ones are the ones making like really good fan games and shit like that.
Oh yeah,
And the ones that are barely holding on are making hentai art.
I told you not to tell people about my business and what I do.
man. We all gotta make money some way, right?
I just wish
The
it was-
erect horse penis weighs 11 pounds.
Did someone put that like on a scale? Like it was.
Yeah, what was the metric for this? Like who how do they do this?
Did someone just walk up to his buddy on the horse like, bro, I wonder how much your horse penis weighs? And it's like,
I'm sorry, what? Yo, man, can I fuck your horse? What?
You, at least be honest with me, like just say what you really want in the beginning.
Did you know Abraham Lincoln gave a pardon to a guy for fucking a horse?
Oh, I mean, like who's he hurting?
The horse?
I mean,
Well,
hold on.
This is
hold on,
18.
was the
dude,
horse
this,
the top or
bro,
the
this is
bottom?
like 1861. They did not give a fuck about animal rights back then.
Yeah, hell, there's a common like stereotype in, I think it's like Norway or New Zealand where people would fuck sheep. Not kidding.
Like a rhinestone cowboy.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, I also don't want to hear anything from you. You're the closest one there.
Shut up.
Oh my god, it's just I don't know.
You fuck one sheep and everyone calls you the sheep fucker.
To bring it back about communities, man, like
Bold words for the man who's a walking Mexican stereotype.
Hey, I already made fun of myself as a Sonic fan. You can't hurt me.
Tell me, Anthony, what do you do for a living?
I sent you a picture earlier.
No, I want to hear you say it.
I work part-time as a renovation and maintenance manager.
Construction.
If you want to dumb it down like that, yeah.
Did you send me a picture of you tearing down a house for renovation?
It was demo work, but honestly, like just joking aside, like I mean, we were really just drawing a.
And what is the treat place that you and your dad go? occasionally
Listen,
to get it.
I don't listen. If you say anything, Evan, I'm not taking you back there.
I am quiet.
Oh
I rest my case.
You never had a case to begin with. I never denied any of that.
Oh
Can
Lord!
you charge a man as guilty if he already admits to it?
Yeah, it's like the it's like the suspect is there. It's like, yeah, I did it, and they're showing off all the evidence in the courtroom. It's like, I just said I did. Listen, I will tell you what happens after those photos go off.
God.
It's like, just take me, God damn it! Like, why are we doing this?
Y'all want to wrap this shit up so we can go so I can go make y'all some dinner and we can finish watching Coming to America.
Sure, why not?
What's that?
It's a Eddie Murphy movie from the 80s.
Never seen it.
It's fantastic. You'll watch.
Fantastic movie. Great movie.
Oh,
Great
cool.
movie.
Wait, is it 80s or 90s?
80s. I think probably like mid to late 80s.
Even, I think early 90s maybe.
Almost, yeah, kind of around that area. I want to say it's definitely no. I actually think it might be. No, let me stop right now.
If only we had some kind of encyclopedic device that would give us all the information.
God damn it,
At the center.
Anthony!
There's three of us with the smartphones in our pockets right now. We can just.
Mine's in
Google
my
it.
jacket, actually.
Mine's
Okay.
right here. Oh, out of reach.
You're full of shit. You're closer to the computer too.
Oh my god, no! I gotta actually Google this. I'm actually like, oh my god.
All right, y'all.
It can't be that far.
Let's wrap this podcast.
Like
up,
latest,
man.
it has to be 80s, right?
Nah, I think it's more 90s. It's got to be 90s.
Well, when did Eddie Murphy peak in his popularity? Like
80s, but he didn't start doing acting until the 90s.
1988, late 80s.
I see.
Okay, so I was thinking
mean,
like
it's
I was
close.
thinking like 91 maybe. Like that's what I was
it was
thinking.
close.
Yeah, close enough. I mean,
Yeah.
late 80s at that point it was transitioning.
Because
into the 90s
Delirious
culture.
was 86, I think.
I've never seen that.
Never seen it.
You've not seen
I
Delirious.
have not seen Delirious.
You've not seen Delirious.
You're
Well,
delirious if you think I've seen it.
ladies and gentlemen, this has been my last podcast with these two. Because I don't know who the fuck I'm friends with. How the fuck do you guys... All right, say goodbyes, y'all.
You're talking to a black man and a Hispanic, and you're.
Look, man.
Listen, like
Look, man.
I've seen a lot of things. Okay, I don't
I
have time to watch.
horror movies. Like,
Yeah, I don't have time to watch everything.
he's just disappointed. He's just immeasurably disappointed.
I'm sad.
You have a good day, folks.
Goodbye.